scientific argumentation and universal logic in understanding the universe, proving it and making sense. Ideally, doing the first would inherently execute the other. Like Einstein's theory of general relativity, mass energy conforms to the force of gravity. Sharp, brilliant, beautiful, fitting, and so much makes sense, even though we do not directly see it. Those who plunge to cogitate of it, visualize it perfectly well, and be thrilled with it, scientist, non-scientist alike. But such is not the case with many other doctrines that stem to explain the reality of the universe. Even though these advanced theories are built upon rigorous foundations and have stood firm against the test of decades of trials and verifications, when we sight at the universe independent of them, the making sense part goes awry. Making sense falls apart from proving it. The big topics that bring in the foundational details of the universe remain, though clearly apparent, on scientific footing, a little, sometimes a lot, obscure in reference to the way universe appears to us. Some such subjects are the beat of Antimatter, the prodigious expansion of universe, the undulations of quantum world, and the deployment of symmetry in all aspects of nature. For now, let's soak in a little of two other subs, currently trending airy topics for which scientists and philosophers don't like to mix. Holographic illusion, projected from a hidden four-dimensional plane. Bizarre but no way sham. This is in fact the most accurate description that we get from mathematically weaving the empirical observations into a single portraiture. Now it is becoming so advanced that making sense, in reference to the universe we are aware of, is getting out of hand. And I indeed am tempted to expand more on this, but right now would like to focus on the theme of this post, which is the significance of aligning scientific developments with perceptibility. It's just that with prodigious scientific advancements, intricate details seep in, and making sense starts to fall outside the boundaries of scientific endeavor. Because now it involves us seeing it differently. As quirky as it gets, the beginning of time, whether through black hole or Big Bang. The bubbling particle argues for black hole as an alternative scenario of Big Bang. In the end, could only be as mysterious as a colorblind entity chewing over the beauty of a rainbow. Putting it the other way, the time having a beginning itself seems a little outlandish. Arriving at the reality might take boxing of all the inputs and thinking outside the box. I would again have to pass on saying more on it here, for the sake of space and post. Another mystifying subject that is infiltrating the bounds of scientific understanding is the reasoning of consciousness, or the emergence of consciousness in the continuum of space-time. An indispensable description, if we are to see a full meaning in the picture that has sprung from centuries of research and contemplation. Here again, though, we are struck with the oddity of joining a clear empirical deduction from cosmological and quantum physics to an order that appears to be abstractly the nature of consciousness. We are puzzled over sewing part science, part I don't know what to get. I was looking forward to recently held debate on the topic of death, contested between two teams of scientists, one arguing for the existence of life beyond death and the other against. I happened not to watch the debate, but after finding out that the team against the idea won, I out of curiosity glanced bits of the video. You can watch it in Sean Carroll's blog, under the post Afterlife Aftermath. The neuroscientist who was trying to make his argument based on personal experience and neurological understanding belonged to the loser team, left bracket no pun intended right bracket. The forlorn look of the neuroscientist was pitiful, left bracket not taking sides right bracket. His struggle might have to do with our lack of scientific vocabulary to illustrate the subtleties of defining consciousness, or our experiences, which could in the end provide a full picture of reality. The reality that science proves and we feel confounded about. So making sense becomes foundational after a certain threshold of proving is attained for us to move forward on scientific ground or otherwise. And ultimately it is making sense at a common level that not only authenticates but also translates the empirical doctrines. I will be back shortly. You can also meet me at Magnified Universe to savor some creative bits toward fathoming and all-encompassing reality. All reasoning welcome. Needy. Reference. Scientific American 311 article.